this Thursday, on Thanksgiving Day, will be my daughter's 10th birthday, which is a complete miracle. And some of you don't understand why that's a big deal. Let me tell you. I mean, anybody that turns 10, that's a big deal. But 10 years ago, on the 24th, my daughter was born with basically just a portion of a normal-sized brain. And it was not developed correctly. Not only was it extremely small, but it was not divided in half like ours, the right side and left side. It was just, they weren't sure what was there. It was just kind of there. And there was a lot of fluid on the brain. So when she was born, the brain surgeon came in and said, look, your daughter has this condition called Alobar Holoprosencephaly with Hydrocephalus. And basically, we can do a surgery on her that will prolong her life. If we don't do the surgery, you can choose not to do the surgery and just kind of let nature take its course and she'll live for a couple months. Or you can do the surgery and she could live up to 2 years. And so we said, well, we'll do the surgery. I mean, this is our baby, you know, we've got to do everything we can. And so we opted for the surgery, and she turns 10 on Thursday. But she's definitely not like you and me. This morning, I woke up at about 6. We have to give her medicine every day at 6 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and 10 o'clock at night. It's medicine to help her kidneys. We all get a natural hormone from our brain to control our kidneys. She doesn't get it, and so therefore her kidneys don't function properly, and it affects the way she goes to the bathroom. So we have to give her this every day. So I got up at 6 o'clock today to get ready for church and to go give her medicine. And you know, I went down in her room, and it was all dark, of course, you know, but she was awake. She woke up pretty early. And so she's just laying there in her bed, just looking up at this. It's doing nothing. And so I turn on the light. She's smiling at me. And she can't get up. She can't call out our name. She can't tell us anything. She can't tell us when specific things that she's hungry, or she can't speak words. We, over the last 10 years, we've started to understand what her crying and laughing and all these different emotions mean. And sometimes she's a little sassy and she wants us to change the channel or whatever, and so we have to go help her out with that. But her life is so completely different from our life. She's unable to do anything for herself. Nothing for herself. We have to change her diapers. We have to feed her. We have to bathe her. And God's blessed us with nursing care now to help us. But that's 4 days a week. The other days it's fully on us. So her perspective and her atmosphere of gratitude. I want you to kind of get into Kennady's world just for a minute of what her atmosphere of thankfulness is. What is she thankful for? What is she grateful for? I think of the pilgrims that were coming across the ocean. They're thankful God protected them. They planted a cross. I think of the Africans that are suffering and they're barely scratching by, and they're so thankful for a coconut or, anything. And I think of an American here, my daughter, and her perspective and her gratitude is so pure. And it is so meaningful that she is so content with life. And we as able-bodied humans look at her and think, poor baby, she's can't do anything. She can't do anything, right? Because we associate doing things with meaning you have high value, don't we? And so we think, God, it must be terrible to be here. It must be so difficult. And so, Lord, heal her so she can start doing things and interacting and producing. And that's our whole motive of prayer, and that was our whole motive for prayer for a long time. Now we believe that God completely could heal her. He has the power to do that, and it would be for his glory. We pray for that, but at the same time, now we have this understanding that her value is completely separated from her ability to do anything. She has no idea that she's any different from any of us. To her, she's completely normal. She is so happy when the fresh beat band comes on TV. You can't believe how happy she gets. Anybody know what the fresh beat band is? Oh, if you got little kids, it's one of the most palatable children's shows you can watch, all right? There's awful things like the Wiggles, and you just want to stab something yourself, anything. But the fresh beat band, we're so thankful she's developing these new desires for other shows. But like just her point of view and her attitude of gratitude, her thankfulness, and the simple, basic things of life, to be kissed, to be held, to have a person come talk to her and to touch her. One of the things that makes her the happiest, this makes me cry just thinking about it. The things that make her laugh and make her so happy is when we come and we stretch out her hands. It just means the world to her. She can't do that. She starts laughing, stretching. Her face totally changes. She's just thankful. She's so thankful. She never expresses discontent or, sometimes she is a 10-year-old and she does get fussy and she gets mad at certain things. Like if we don't change PBS when the news comes on and Jim Lehrer comes on, she doesn't like that.